First is gland. What is gland? Gland means actually the group of cell, or we can say tissues, which is secretory in nature, means which secrete some chemicals. These are glands. It may be of two types: endocrine glands or ductless gland, and exocrine glands or the gland having ducts. So what are exocrine glands? Exocrine glands means the glands having duct or having connections, and their secretory products means the products or the chemicals that they secrete, they enters into the ducts and then they transport to the particular organ. It may be of different body cavities, lumen of an organ, or to the outer surface of the body. So that means the secretory products or secretions of the exocrine glands, they travel to different body cavities or lumen of an organ or other surface of the body through their ducts. Examples are sudoriferous gland, which secretes sweat; sebaceous gland, which secretes oil, mucus, and digestive glands. Salivary glands also an example of exocrine glands. Clear? Now, endocrine glands. Though we know that these endocrine glands don't having any duct. Okay, so endocrine glands have some secretory cells which secrete mainly hormones. Means the chemicals that are released or secreted from endocrine glands are called hormones. Okay, these hormones, after releasing from the secretory cells, they enters into the interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid means the fluid that is present around the secretory cells. So they don't having any duct. So the secretory cells of the endocrine gland secrete the hormones, and these hormones first enters into the interstitial fluid. From interstitial fluid they diffuses into the blood capillaries, and through blood they transport or they are transported to the target cells. Target cells means the cells where they have to act. Most of the hormones are required in very small amount, so the circulating levels are typically low. So the main difference between the endocrine and exocrine gland is that though exocrine glands having duct, so the secretions of the exocrine glands are transported through their duct. But in case of endocrine glands, the hormones or the secretions of these glands, they first mixes into the interstitial fluid, and from interstitial fluid they enters into the blood capillaries, and via blood they are transported to the target cell. Clear? The main endocrine glands are pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, adrenal gland, and pineal gland. Just follow the diagram where the different endocrine glands are located. But several organs or tissues are not classified as endocrine glands. Okay, the entire tissue or organs are not endocrine in nature, but they having some cells which secrete hormones, means they having secretory cells. For example, hypothalamus, thymus, ovaries in female, testes in male. Okay, these are called endocrine glands actually. Why? Because they having some cells which secrete hormones. Kidney, stomach, pancreas, liver, small intestine, these are not exclusively classified as endocrine glands, but they contain some cells which secretes hormone. Okay, and endocrinology means a special branch of biology where mainly we discuss about the entire structure of endocrine glands and the physiology of endocrine glands, means which type of hormones or which hormones are secreted from which endocrine glands, their role, their physiological role, and if these hormones are released in excess amount or they released in lower amount, what will be the effect or what will be the disorders. These all are discussed in the endocrinology. Now, the hormones that are secreted from endocrine glands, these are of two types: local hormones, circulating hormones. In this slide, local hormones is explained. Local hormones means these hormones generally act on the neighboring cells, local cells or neighboring cells, or on the same cells that secretes them, means the hormones act on the local cells or neighboring cells or the cells from which they are secreted, okay, without entering the bloodstream. It may be of two types, paracrine, autocrine. First, see, local hormones that acts on neighboring cells are called paracrine. Local hormones that act on the same cell that secreted them, or local hormones when they act on the cells from which they are secreted, these are called autocrines. Okay, examples, interleukin 2, which is released by helper T cells. Another example of local hormone is that gas nitric oxide, which is released by endothelial cells lining blood vessels. It causes the relaxation of nearby smooth muscle fibers in blood vessels, which in turn cause vasodilation, that we have already discussed in the circulatory system. Here you have to just remember the examples of local hormone. Another example is also given. The drug Viagra enhances the effect stimulated by nitric oxide in the penis. Though we no need to remember so many examples, just one example is enough. So local hormones means the hormones that act on the neighboring cells, and circulatory hormones means when the hormones, after releasing from the endocrine gland, they enters into the bloodstream and via blood they are transported to the another part. Now just follow the diagram, circulating hormones and local hormones. See, in case of circulating hormones, first the hormone is secreted from the endocrine cells, then they enters into the blood capillaries, okay, and then they go to the target cells, distant target cells, which is located far away from the endocrine gland. But in case of local hormone, see, the cell secrete, it may be of two types, paracrine, autocrine. Paracrine cells secrete the hormone and they directly acts on the nearby target cell or local cell, okay. And in case of autocrine, see, the hormones that are secreted from the autocrine cell, again they acts on these cells, they don't act on the nearby cell, they act on this cell. This is autocrine. Just follow these two diagram, and then the term target cell means the cells where they act. This is called target cell, okay.